A 68-year-old man in California had a strict morning routine. Wake up, take his blood pressure meds, eat breakfast. He'd done it for years, never missed a dose. But one morning, while taking a shower, he collapsed, a silent stroke. No warning signs, no pain. Just like that, his life and his independence changed forever. Doctors said his blood pressure wasn't even that bad. The numbers looked fine on paper. So what went wrong? The truth? It wasn't about the numbers. It was about the invisible inflammation building up inside his arteries for years, silently, without symptoms. And what makes it worse? Most people are unknowingly adding fuel to that fire every morning by cooking this one slippery green vegetable the wrong way. It's called okra, and done right, it's one of the most powerful natural tools to protect your heart. But cooked the wrong way, it loses nearly all its healing benefits. The enzymes die, the fiber breaks down, and the very gel that could have saved his arteries goes straight down the drain. If you're over 50, have high blood pressure, cholesterol, or a family history of stroke or heart attack, you need to see this. In the next 5 minutes, we'll reveal the 3 most common mistakes that destroy okra's nutrients, a doctor-recommended method to cook it right, and how this small change could do more for your arteries than a lifetime of pills. Don't click away. This could be the most important 5 minutes of your week or your life. Every single morning, while most of us are just waking up, thousands of seniors are suffering strokes in their sleep. No alarms, no chest pain, just a quiet moment where blood flow to the brain is cut off and life is never the same again. Often their family members only realize when it's too late. Breakfast goes uneaten, the door doesn't open, and by the time help arrives, irreversible damage has already begun. But here's the truth no one talks about. These aren't random. They're not accidents. They're the final straw, after years of silent buildup inside the body. What buildup? Chronic inflammation in the blood vessels. Thickened, sticky blood that struggles to flow freely. Over time, this forces your heart to pump harder, faster, longer, day after day, without rest. And while your blood pressure may look okay for now, your arteries could be quietly inflamed, narrowed, even partially blocked, without you knowing. Here's the worst part. Most people only find out after their first stroke or heart attack. But what if you could catch it sooner? What if you could fight that inflammation from the inside out, naturally, without relying on more pills? Because your body isn't broken. It's brilliant. It was designed to heal if you give it the right support. And sometimes that support comes from the foods you're already eating, if you just know how to use them right. Let me show you. Okra isn't just a vegetable. It's a gentle, natural doctor, one that works quietly in your favor every single day, if you give it a chance. When prepared the right way, okra releases a slippery, sticky gel. And while most people find that texture unpleasant, that gel is actually one of nature's most powerful natural heart remedies. Here's why. That slimy substance is a blend of soluble fiber and live enzymes. Together, they act like a magnet, binding to excess cholesterol and toxins in your bloodstream. Then, like a soft scrub, they gently sweep that debris out of your arteries before it becomes a dangerous blockage. Think of it as brushing your teeth. But instead of plaque on your gums, it's softening and dissolving plaque from the inside of your blood vessels. But that's just one layer of its power. Okra is also rich in flavonoids, especially quercetin, a plant-based compound shown to reduce inflammation in the thin, delicate lining of your blood vessels. That's crucial, because it's inflammation that turns artery walls into sticky zones where cholesterol latches on, builds up, and eventually blocks blood flow. Over time, that's what leads to high blood pressure, chest tightness, heart attacks, and yes, even silent strokes. Now here's where it gets even more exciting. Okra contains a balanced combination of potassium, magnesium, and natural calcium, 3 minerals that work together to regulate heartbeat rhythm, relax blood vessel walls, and naturally lower blood pressure. It's no surprise that some cardiologists call okra the green ginseng for seniors, a food that nourishes and supports your heart with each bite. And while medications may force your blood pressure down, they do so by temporarily dilating blood vessels or altering kidney signals. That means the symptoms are masked, but the underlying cause, the sticky blood, the inflamed vessel walls, remain untouched. Okra, on the other hand, works with your body. It doesn't push or force. It cleans, supports, and restores gently, steadily, and naturally. This is why it's a core part of the best diet for heart disease, and why doctors now recommend it to help prevent heart attacks in seniors. But here's the problem. Most people ruin everything by how they cook it. The enzymes die. The gel disappears. The medicine is lost. And that's exactly what we'll fix in the next section. Okra may be a natural heart healer, but that only works if we treat it right. Sadly, many people destroy its power right in their kitchens, simply because they don't know any better. They have the best intentions, buying okra, cooking it often, hoping it helps with blood pressure or cholesterol. But the way it's commonly prepared strips away nearly everything that makes it medicinal. One of the biggest mistakes is slicing off the tips or cutting the pods open before cooking. The moment you do that, the thick, nutrient-rich gel inside starts to leak out. This gel, packed with soluble fiber, live enzymes, and binding agents, is what helps scrub cholesterol and reduce inflammation in the arteries. But once it's exposed, it slips out into the cooking water or burns off in the pan. By the time the okra hits your plate, the very thing that made it valuable is already gone. The second mistake is boiling it for too long. Prolonged high heat breaks down delicate enzymes and water-soluble vitamins, like vitamin C and many B-complex nutrients. What you're left with is a mushy vegetable that's lost its ability to help the blood stay clean and the vessels stay flexible. It may fill your stomach, but it won't support your heart the way you hoped. A third common mistake is stir-frying okra in hot oil, especially processed vegetable oils. These oils oxidize under high heat, and the intense temperature breaks down flavonoids like quercetin, compounds that protect the lining of your arteries. So instead of reducing inflammation, the dish may now contribute to it. Let me give you a real example. Mrs. Linda, a 63-year-old woman from Georgia, was cooking okra almost daily. She'd boil it, sauté it, blend it into stews, always believing she was making the right choice. But her blood pressure numbers refused to move. Her fatigue stayed. Her doctor, puzzled, suggested increasing her medication. Frustrated, she almost gave up. Then one morning, a friend shared a different approach. She told Linda to skip the slicing, to coat the pods lightly in olive oil, to steam them whole for just 2 minutes. Nothing fancy, just careful handling. Within 2 weeks, Linda began to feel the difference. Her blood pressure dropped nearly 12 points. The heavy feeling in her chest was gone. And more than that, she felt clear, focused, and grounded again. The change didn't come from new pills or supplements. It came from respecting what okra needed in order to heal. So if you've been boiling, cutting, or frying your okra like most people, you're not alone. But now you know more. And when you know better, you can do better. Coming up next, I'll show you the exact method Linda used. The same 2-minute fix that keeps all the good stuff in and makes okra the heart-supporting superfood it was always meant to be. This isn't a gourmet recipe. You don't need fancy tools, chef skills, or even a lot of time. What you do need, especially if you care about your heart, is the right method. A method that protects the fragile compounds inside okra instead of destroying them. A method that takes just 2 minutes, but gives your body the full healing potential of this amazing vegetable. Let me walk you through the exact process. Just 3 simple steps. Step 1. Soak it gently. Place the fresh okra in a bowl of cool water. Add a teaspoon of salt and a small pinch of baking soda. Stir gently and let it soak for about 10 minutes. This does 2 things. First, it helps remove any surface dirt, bacteria, or tiny pesticide residues from the skin. Second, it softens the fine hairs that naturally grow on okra, making it gentler on your throat and digestion. This is more than cleaning. It's preparing your okra to be medicine. Step 2. Coat it with a natural shield. After rinsing and drying, add just a few drops of extra virgin olive oil. Gently rub it over each pod until there's a light, even coating. Why this step? Because olive oil creates a thin barrier that seals in water-soluble vitamins, especially vitamin C and folate, and protects the enzymes from high heat during steaming. Think of it as wrapping your okra in a soft coat, one that keeps the good stuff from escaping. Step 3. Steam it smart. Bring water to a boil in your steamer. Once it's bubbling, place the okra pods whole and uncut on the rack. Do not slice them. Do not peel them. Steam for exactly 2 minutes, no more. This is enough to kill surface bacteria, soften the texture, and warm the interior, without killing the nutrients. When done right, the okra will still be bright green, slightly firm, and rich with its natural gel inside. That's it. 3 steps, 10 minutes total. But the difference it can make for your arteries, your pressure, and your energy is profound. Try this method tomorrow morning. Make it a habit. And if you notice even the slightest shift in how you feel, your clarity, your breath, your heartbeat, come back here and share. Your story might be the one that encourages someone else to try it too. And here's a tip to supercharge the benefits even further. It's not just how you cook okra that matters. It's what you eat it with. That's what we'll explore next. Okra by itself is powerful, but when combined with the right foods, it becomes a healing ritual. One that not only supports your blood pressure, but also your nerves, your arteries, and even your energy levels throughout the day. Because just like your heart doesn't work alone, okra doesn't either. It works best as part of a healing team. Let's start with the first pairing, steamed egg. It's simple, nourishing, and deeply supportive of your heart's nervous system. When you steam one whole egg, soft, not overcooked, you preserve its choline, a key nutrient that supports the nerves regulating heartbeat. Choline strengthens the communication lines between your brain and your cardiovascular system. This helps stabilize your heart rhythm, especially in the early morning when the risk of silent stroke is higher. Egg yolks also offer a natural source of vitamin D, which helps reduce arterial stiffness and supports the muscle tone of your heart. Think of it as gentle morning training for your circulatory system. Next, try adding a small topping, either chia seeds or grated fresh ginger. Just a teaspoon is enough. Chia seeds are rich in omega-3s and soluble fiber. They help reduce triglycerides and keep the inner walls of your arteries smooth and elastic. They also promote satiety, keeping your blood sugar stable for hours after breakfast. Ginger, on the other hand, boosts circulation and acts as a natural anti-inflammatory. It helps thin the blood slightly, lowers internal inflammation, and supports detoxification at the cellular level. Especially when eaten warm and freshly grated, ginger stimulates your digestive fire and enhances absorption of nutrients. And here's one more trick: timing. To maximize enzyme activity and absorption, try eating this okra-based combo before your regular breakfast, when your stomach is still empty. That's when your body's enzymatic system is most active. Nutrients are absorbed faster, more fully, and more effectively, said to repair and restore your heart and vessels. This isn't about adding more to your plate. It's about making your first 10 minutes of the day count. Nutritionally, neurologically, emotionally. So tomorrow morning, try this. 1 steamed egg plus 3 to 5 steamed okra, a pinch of chia or fresh ginger. Eat it slowly, feel it nourish you. And if your breath feels deeper, your mind clearer, your pressure lighter, come back and tell someone. Leave a comment, because your change might inspire someone else to begin. Up next, I'll show you exactly what happened to one man who made this his morning habit. The results surprised even his doctor. For years, Mr. A retired teacher from a quiet town in Oregon, considered himself relatively healthy. At 65, he still enjoyed gardening, morning walks, and the occasional fishing trip. But something had shifted. Each morning, he began waking up with a strange pressure in his chest. Not exactly pain, but a heaviness that made him pause. His blood pressure readings hovered around 150/100, despite sticking to his prescribed medication. And there were other signs: dull headaches, slower reflexes, occasional numbness in his fingers. He brushed them off. These were not dramatic warning bells, but they were classic symptoms of a silent heart attack, or the kind of micro-strokes that happen without fanfare and leave lasting damage. His family, worried, urged him to take action. But what could he do beyond more pills? Then his daughter came across something online. A video explaining how the way we cook okra could determine whether it heals or harms. She remembered her father always liked okra in stews, but had never tried steaming it whole. Together, they decided to give it a try. Each morning for 10 days, Mr. Gray followed the simple routine. Soak a few fresh okra pods with salt and baking soda. Rub them gently with olive oil. Steam them whole for 2 minutes. Pair with a soft-boiled egg and a sprinkle of grated ginger. That was it. No new medication, no supplements, just food handled with care. By the 10th morning, something had changed. His blood pressure read 125/85, the lowest it had been in years. The heaviness in his chest had vanished. His energy returned. And perhaps most importantly, the fear that had silently built up, fear of what might be happening inside his body, began to lift. In his own words, "I no longer wake up with chest tightness every morning. I feel clear, steady, like my heart isn't fighting anymore." No doctor expected such a shift in so little time. But that's the power of working with your body instead of just suppressing symptoms. It wasn't magic. It was biology activated through consistency and care. And Mr. A isn't alone. Thousands of seniors carry early signs of heart attack or stroke every day without knowing it. So what exactly happened inside Mr. A's body? Why did his inflammation drop, his energy rise, and his heart finally rest? Let's take a closer look at the science behind the slime and why okra's enzymes may be the silent repair crew your heart has been waiting for. Let's pause and ask the big question. How can a simple green vegetable do what medication often can't? The answer lies in the difference between managing symptoms and supporting root healing. Most blood pressure medications work by manipulating your system, forcing your arteries to dilate or slowing your heartbeat to lower the numbers. That can be useful in emergencies, but it's not a long-term fix. It's like taping over a crack in the wall without ever reinforcing the foundation underneath. Okra works differently. When steamed gently, it retains powerful live enzymes and a unique compound called pectin. Together, they do what no pill can. They help the body heal itself, from the inside out. Let's break it down. First, the slimy gel that many people dislike. That's the gold. It contains soluble fiber and active enzymes, which bind to cholesterol particles and escort them out of your body before they harden into plaques. Think of them as tiny cleaning crews, sweeping your artery walls, reducing buildup bit by bit. More importantly, these enzymes help lower chronic inflammation inside the vessels, one of the real root causes of high blood pressure and stroke. When blood vessels are inflamed, they lose flexibility. They harden, narrow. The heart has to work harder to push blood through. Over time, this leads to fatigue, palpitations, even silent damage. Okra helps calm that inflammation naturally. Next, we have pectin, a powerful natural substance found in okra's cell walls. Pectin acts like lubricant for your arteries. It softens the lining, reduces friction, and allows blood to move more freely. This reduces the mechanical pressure on the heart, making each beat easier, lighter, and more efficient. And then there's quercetin, a natural flavonoid found in okra. It acts as a gentle anti-inflammatory, helping cool the inner linings of your arteries without harming your liver or kidneys like synthetic drugs sometimes do. Here's the big takeaway. Your body isn't failing you. It's just overwhelmed. And food, when prepared with care, can give it the exact tools it needs to repair itself. You don't need to fight your body. You need to support it consistently, lovingly, patiently. Okra isn't a miracle, but it's medicine in its most natural, gentle form. And when you give your body the right inputs, live enzymes, anti-inflammatory compounds, heart-loving fiber, it will begin the work of healing. But even good things must be used wisely. So how much okra is just right? Who should be cautious? Let's talk about dosage, timing, and safety next. So now you're probably wondering, how much okra is enough? And is there such a thing as too much of a good thing? The answer, like most things in health, lies in balance. For most adults, especially those over 50, A simple and effective dose is 3 to 5 fresh okra pods per day. Steam them whole for 2 minutes, just like we showed earlier, and eat them in the morning before your first meal. This timing helps your digestive enzymes work with the okra's live compounds, increasing absorption and maximizing healing effects. You can eat it plain or pair it with a soft boiled egg and a sprinkle of grated ginger for added heart and nerve support. But here's the key. Consistency beats quantity. Don't worry about stuffing your plate with okra. Instead, make it a habit, a quiet, healing ritual to begin your day with care. Most people start noticing improvements: more stable blood pressure, less morning fatigue, better digestion within 10 to 14 days. That said, while okra is gentle, it's not for everyone all the time. If you have iron deficiency anemia, large amounts of okra may slightly interfere with iron absorption. Use moderately and monitor your energy levels. If you have hypothyroidism, be cautious with raw okra or very large amounts. It contains trace compounds that may affect iodine uptake, but when cooked, it's generally safe in small daily portions. And if you've had kidney stones, especially calcium oxalate stones, speak with your healthcare provider. Okra naturally contains oxalates, and while steaming reduces the risk, it's better to personalize your intake. Remember, even natural medicine needs mindfulness. Every body is different. Every heart has its own story, and your body isn't a machine, it's a messenger. So instead of forcing another pill into your routine, try listening to how you sleep, how you digest, how your heart feels in the morning. Let those signals guide you. Try okra gently, observe quietly, adjust mindfully. And if something shifts, your blood pressure, your breath, your peace, come back and share, because your story might be the one that gives hope to someone else. Next, let's wrap it all up and share the simple 2-minute habit that could change someone's heart and someone's life. So here we are, back to the beginning. A humble green pod, often overlooked, sometimes overcooked, now revealed as a quiet ally for your heart. Let's recap what you've learned in the last few minutes. When you prepare okra the right way, by steaming it whole for just 2 minutes, you preserve live enzymes that gently dissolve inflammation and plaque, soluble fiber that escorts excess cholesterol out of your system, natural minerals that regulate blood pressure, rhythm, and nerve function. It's not just a vegetable. It's a daily message to your body that says, I'm choosing healing over helplessness. I'm choosing nourishment instead of just numbers. And it only takes 2 minutes a day. 2 minutes that could help you lower your reliance on medication, wake up with more energy, and give your heart a little breathing room. After working so hard for so many years, you don't have to make a massive change. You just have to begin. With breakfast, with belief, with a vegetable. Now I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried okra this way before? Comment below with your experience. Or try it for a week and come back to share your results. Know someone over 50 on blood pressure meds? Send them this video. You never know, you might be the reason they avoid a stroke. Want more natural ways to protect your heart and brain? There's a follow-up video right here. Go watch it next. And finally, just remember, your heart beats 100,000 times a day, every one for you. Isn't it worth giving back just 2 minutes each morning? Take care, stay steady, and share the healing.